Welcome, everyone. This is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators in the Spokane Sangha, and I am so happy to be here today talking with everybody about the new theme for the month of August, which is to just come to the threshold of trust and betrayal. So let's add that. Let's bring that into our mind's eye. Maybe even close your eyes for your practice today. Let's invoke the foundations of sati. Sati means mindfulness, and it's one of the tools, it's one of the places of light that we're going to bring with us into these darker corners of trust and betrayal. And one of the foundations of mindfulness is the body. So take a moment to listen to your body and acknowledge what the body might be needing right now. It could need to lie down. It might need to move. Maybe it's time to have something to eat or some refreshing water or lemonade or tea. Notice any tension in the body and feel free to move. And maybe bring your conscious awareness to any tension and gently ask for some relaxation. As we continue to stand at the threshold of this theme, take a moment to check in with your mood and your emotions. This is the second foundation of mindfulness. How do you feel? Sometimes in these meetings, when people are doing well and they're sharing a lot of positivity, there's always a person who isn't doing well. And what I find fascinating is this conditioning that we've all experienced where we don't want to be the Debbie Downer in the bunch, right? We don't want to be the one that's going to shift the whole mood downward. And if we just look at that a little bit with a little lightheartedness, a little bit of gentleness, we can see how distorted and inflated it is, as if we have the power to shift the whole mood. And it might be true, and it definitely isn't the whole truth. Because as much as we have the power to sour a mood, we also have the power to elevate a mood. And the only way we can be affected by anyone else is if we allow it. So if you want yourself to be negatively impacted by somebody's mood, you'll keep that door open. And really what I'm pointing to is there's never a need to apologize for the awareness of your own mood. If you are holding a sour mood, you don't need to apologize for it. You simply own it. I'm in a sour place right now, and it's my sourness to work through. I'm working with anger right now. I'm working with frustration. I'm working with resentment. Those are feelings and emotions, by the way, that I work with on a regular basis. They kind of wrap around me like this orange scarf I'm wearing. Check in with your mood. Be gentle with the spectrum of emotion that you are capable of having. And at this threshold of trust and betrayal. The third foundation of mindfulness that we can always take an interest in is our thoughts. What is the mind doing? What are you thinking about? And whatever it is, two things. One, can you simply allow it to be present? These are my thoughts right now. And two, can you cultivate some awareness that allows you to turn your thoughts toward what's happening in this moment? Often we become more and more aware of how often our thoughts are associated with the past or future. We're either fussing over something that happened earlier in the day, or we're worrying about what's going to happen later on. And so we have to intentionally have a motivation and an intention to come into this moment. And then once we get a handle on our thoughts, we begin to see how they string together into whole stories, into whole narratives of perception. And these foundations of mindfulness overlap. They are interconnected. So, for example, when I'm working with resentment as an emotion, I'm not always aware that it's there, except that I feel a generalized sourness and tightness in my belly. And so when my awareness goes to my belly and I'm like, oh yeah, there's my belly. I wonder what's going on there. Why is it sour? I might have a thought about an interaction that I had with a loved one. And then I realize, oh, right. That's resentment that I'm feeling. And that interaction, that memory, that thought is related to a story that I'm harboring from the past. So these are how the four foundations work together. And it's a way to check in with ourselves at this threshold. And the purpose is to then see what we can put down, so that when we take that first step over the threshold, we can be as unburdened as possible. Today, as we take a simple, solid step into this landscape of trust and betrayal, I want you to know that you are being carefully supported by another incredible tool and source of light. And that is the four limitless qualities, the four immeasurables of loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. I have a meditation for you, a breathing meditation, that I'm going to share with you every time I bring forward this topic this month. But today, I just want to plant a seed. about this topic, trust and betrayal. And I want you to notice that I'm not saying trust or betrayal. The words matter. And the reason why they matter is because most of us are conditioned to have a very dualistic perspective of life. I'm either trusting or I'm experiencing betrayal. I'm either a trustworthy person or I'm an untrustworthy person. And the nature of reality is both. We have this habit energy of putting everything in dualistic terms. It's either this or it's that. It's right or it's wrong. It's good or it's bad. And that is true. And it is not the whole truth. The truth is that it's both good and bad and something else. And that's something called non-dualism. Both and. I have the capacity for being trustworthy. I also have the capacity for being untrustworthy. And there are many conditions that determine each of those things, but to deny one is to deny myself access to understanding how to become more of the thing that I aspire. So if I ignore all the ways that I have engaged in untrustworthy behavior, I deny myself the capacity to grow and to become more trustworthy. Because we have a habit energy of being so dualistic, however, we have this propensity to look at our untrustworthiness and beat ourselves with a hammer about it. And we get over-focused and highly distorted. And so we have to cultivate the inner observer, the one that can create space around all of this and look at ourselves as being able for both. I am both trustworthy and untrustworthy. And to create a little distance from that to be able to see it clearly. And the only way we can do that is to put down the weapons of disrespect, the weapons of self-loathing, insecurity, doubt, and to bring forward the tools and the qualities of kindness, compassion, joy, and inclusivity, another word for equanimity. And it sounds easy, except it's not. It's really, really challenging at times, which is why we practice. So as you just begin, remember, we've just stepped into this threshold. We're not going very far. As you think about the words trust and untrustworthiness, trustworthy, untrustworthiness, trust, betrayal, and you see yourselves with the capacity for both, let's offer ourselves some softening qualities, because the bothness is a very human experience. Everybody here is capable of it. It's part of being human. And nobody gets an award or a gold star for being the most betraying person ever. So let's offer ourselves a little bit of grace and just look clearly at the conditions that created our capacity to engage in behaviors that we're trusting and in actions that we're betraying. And let's bring forward a meditation with the 4 limitless qualities. And we're going to use our body and the breath to do this practice. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I settle into this practice. Breathing in, loving kindness. Breathing out, care, presence, patience. Breathing in, compassion. Breathing out, just like me. All beings want to be safe, acknowledged, loved. Breathing in, joy. Breathing out, small wonders, a smile, a dewdrop, a cricket, a falling leaf, a moment of ease. Breathing in, inclusivity and freedom. Breathing out, acceptance. Sacred paradox, harmony. Breathing in, calm body, open heart. Breathing out, calm body, open heart. Breathing in, presence to it all. Breathing out, I am here. Let's go ahead, friends, and end with a beautiful dedication of merit. I invite you to come back to yourselves in a strong seated position. Let's go ahead and make that like a really active, noble posture. So sit nice and tall. Maybe come into the awareness of the belly. Roll the shoulders back a little bit so the heart opens. Close your eyes. Allow your hands to be in whatever posture feels comfortable, resting on your thighs or connected in prayer pose or interlaced down by your navel. And let's just reflect on this time together and what an extraordinary opportunity it's been to come together, to listen to one another, to open our hearts and our minds to the way the human experience presents itself. And to know that the human experience is divine. The whole human experience is held in the divine unfolding. It is painful, it is confusing and bewildering, it is diminishing and agonizing, and right beside all of that suffering is a bumblebee with legs weighed down by pollen, is the gentle lick of a puppy and the laughter of a baby, and somebody who has found recovery. The two together make this whole experience a precious life. May we endeavor to go into this life leaning on the side of light, leaning on the side to be of benefit to others, to elevate others out of their suffering, out of their despair. And the only way we can do it is by first doing it for ourselves. May you remember that you are always connected to a wellspring of resilience. May you remember that under all the layers of suffering and trauma is the core of your magnificence and bodhicitta. At the heart of hearts is Buddha nature. Friends, I bow deeply to each of us, Buddhas to be. Namaste.